Yeah.
Welcome back. We are back at the facility, and it is nighttime because we're going to be playing with lights and electricity again. But I got to be honest, I've actually filmed this about 3 or 4 times, because every time I film this video, I discover something really cool and new, and I'm like, oh, I got to include that. So stick around at the end for a really cool discovery that I made. All right, let's get to it. So this is a similar setup to what I had before. It's a little different. I kind of simplified it a bit, but it gets the idea across. Basically, we're using our wall pass-through conduit to connect the power source on this side to the light on this side of the wall and power the light in this area up here as well. But what if you have a setup more like this? Now in this setup, we have our lights over here, and there's our conduit, and it's passing through this first wall. But then there's this big, huge void space, and as we can see, there's no way in there. Now, yes, these are concrete slabs and I can move them, but we're going to pretend that this is some kind of immovable settlement object that we can't get out of our way. And we've got our power over here, and oh no, we've got our lights all the way over here. This thing is not thick enough to pass through all of this. However, you can put down a second one, connect these together, and then you're going to connect this, walk all the way around here, and then as long as these two pieces are inside the same void space, let me tuck this in a little bit better. Oh, this one's not tucked in right either. And there you go. Now you have power. And it went all the way through this space. You can see here, I'll move this just so you can see. You see? It connected all the way through this space. And I did not need to go inside the space. And I thought, well, I wonder how far and how elaborate I can take this. I decided to try and apply it in the most obvious place, Vault 88. Now in Vault 88, as you can see behind me, we have this huge power generator, and it generates 150 energy. You can see I've got 173 because I've got a couple of generators powering the water supply. But the vast majority of that, it's coming from this thing right here. 150. That's a lot of power, far more than enough to power everything in the vault. But it's in this room, right? And you can't move it. You try to move it, nothing happens. You can't scrap it, and there's no outlets here. You have to end up running power through the along the walls here, and then running cables down this hall, and it looks all ugly and nasty. But look what I've done here. You can already see. I ran one wire down to here. I ran one up to there. That's just powering these 4 lights and nothing else. And I ran one other cable over to here. Then I ran these along the wall here, and you can see I sunk them into the wall. And what I did was, I came over here, see if I can grab it. When they're sunken into the wall, they're a little bit harder to grab. There it is. And I took this wire and ran it over and connected it to this one. Now, it's already connected here, so I can't do it twice. But then I've connected this wire. Watch this. Watch what happens when I pull this out here. Look at that. I've got 3 different connections on this thing. And then to get power across here, I ran this pipe across the top. Now, this took me a long time to line up, because when part of it is sticking into the wall, sometimes it won't snap. It won't snap if part of it ends up sticking through the wall. So I had to manually line this up to get it to work. But even without snapping, just lining it up perfectly, there's power here. You can see the indicator's lit up. You see that yellow light up in there? That means this is lit. See, watch what happens when I take this away. And that's powering this light right here. And then this one, you can see, there's light, there's wires going into the wall here that go over to this one. and this one, and power all of these lights over here. Now this let me do some pretty interesting things. Let's go over here in the vault area here. This is my Vault 81 so far. It's still a work in progress, and I think it's coming along nicely. Let's take a look under the hood. So obviously, this area is easier to do because you can just wire up everything up here, and it's out of sight, out of mind. But I was able to get power up here through here. This pipe is connected right here, which, as you can see, it's got multiple connections, and this one is in turn connected. Where is it connected? I think it's connected to this one. So, and this wall is too thick to do it in one shot. I did initially try to put one here and just connect it straight through. There's a limit, but you can do it in two shots. If you connect it over here and then connect this one through the wall, you can get power into the main atrium. Look at this, no wires. It's clean. There's no wires here. I've got this one connected over to this one as well, which in turn connects to this one here. Now, I've got this one over here connected, but as you can see, this kind of sticking out in the way, and it gets in the way of the villagers or settlers. They might as well be villagers. Their pathfinding is so dumb. If cliffs existed in Vault 81, they'd walk off it. But it's like, can we hide this? You hear it? You see the glow of the light there? Gone. Yeah, you've got a little bit of a pipe sticking out here. Not much you can do about that. But, I mean, the goal here is to minimize as much as possible, right? We want to get as much of this stuff out of sight and mind as possible. There's actually one here powering this light bulb. It's above the ceiling here. Because, see, if I move this, see how it goes off? That's because there's an emitter above the ceiling here. Now, I have... Some of these are, like, really easy to hide. Like, you see this one back here? If I didn't point it out, you wouldn't notice it. It's really well hidden. I got another one here. Now, over here, this area was kind of tricky. Because it's hard... It's not hard. It's impossible to tell. The only way I was able to figure it out is I fiddled with this thing for hours. And I could not get the power from this corner over to here. You see how this is all dark? I'm going to show you how I light it up in a second. And the reason why is because you see how I've got the first wall there, right? Well, right here in line with this line, there is a second hidden wall behind the wall, right in line with this strut. I don't know why it's there, but it makes it so that you cannot do this. This will never work over here. You cannot draw, because you have to go through a second wall, and this is not long enough to go through that wall. But, see this? See what I did here was I had a pipe here, which I've actually removed that pipe, and I had a 90-degree turn, ran a medium and a short, and it got to right here. And when I put this down, instead of the bottom connecting, the top connected to it. So this is actually sticking down into the ground underneath. Watch this. Oh, I don't have an emitter. Maybe I didn't get. I will admit, this one is tough to get. Come on. Come on. Man, I did it like 3 times. Just to make sure I could repeat it. And now it's not cooperating. Let me adjust this a little here. When the camera wasn't rolling, not that one. This one. When the camera's not rolling, this thing runs so smooth. Is it? Oh, okay, I did get it. It is connected. Okay, cool. Then we connect this one to here. And this one there. And boom, we got lights. Look at that. And all that wiring is behind the wall. You got a couple pipes here. You got one pipe there in the shadows. Some stuff behind the walls. I bet you could probably get rid of this one. Let me stick another emitter in here. Now with the emitters, the one warning I'm going to give is careful when you place them, because once you have placed them, that's it. They're there forever. You're never getting them out. There's no way to get to them without a console command. So understand, once you place an emitter, that is a lifetime commitment. It is irreversible. I guess it's not close enough to that one. All right, let me just put that other one back. For whatever reason, this one in the corner is not close enough to this light bulb. That's okay. It's that easy to hide these. And you go get your emitter. Or I'm sorry, your radiator. Keeps it. You listen for the click. Boom. There we go. See? Easy peasy. But every time I put one of these in there, it's locked in. It's final answer, not coming back, not taking it back. It's nothing you can do about it. So finally, the last one I want to do is this one over here. No, there's one more after this I want to show you guys. This one is going to connect. There we go. See if I can hide this a little better. All right. Let's go find us an emitter. I mean a radiator. There we go. All right. I'm going to put one more light bulb over here. There we go. Light bulbs everywhere, always all lit up. You can see this is the only area I've got in here. I think I've got one more in the corner over here inside the wall. But this is, I mean, there's still, I want to still see if I can find ways to hide these better, because some of these are kind of sticking out. And I guess you could use them for like power outlets. Like if you wanted to temporarily power something here, you could just plug, where is it? You could just plug one of these in right here, and you've now got temporary power in this whole hallway if you wanted to power a machine over here for some reason, like if you had some reason to do that. Okay, so the other one I wanted to show you is this one right over here. I'm going to turn on the light so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Now you see how I've got one pipe already on the floor here? You're going to want to line it up right here and have it about this far away, because, and the reason we're doing this is I wanted to show you how I did this one, because that second wall that's hidden back here, it goes up and over and under. It's like there's a hole cut out right here, and it goes all the way to the other side. So it extends on this side as well. So I'm going to show you guys how to get around this wall without using any console commands. It's like so. You put this first pipe down here, right? And you go over here. But we're going to want to use the long one on this side. And you see how it just snaps right to it? And the whole thing's underground now, right? Now I've got... I thought I had it set up already. We're just going to go ahead and put another one right here. You hear it snap? Where's... I thought I had a light bulb over here. I do have this here. Why isn't that? Yeah. Oh, that's why. I did not connect these two together. There we go. There we go. And now we got light over here. We got electricity. Which means don't need this thing anymore. Just go ahead and do one of these. No, that's not what I want. It's over here. Watch this. Boom. And then this one over here. We want to light that thing up there, right? So we're going to use one of these. Now let's just use a radiator here to see if it reaches it. Yep, perfect. Does it reach this one? It does not, but put another radiator there, and that one does reach it. And eventually I'm going to wire up all of this stuff here, but you can see I've got power down here. I can run another radiator, you know, through the ground here, and eventually I'm going to light all of this stuff up. It's got power there. Oh, I need to put in another radiator here. There we go. And there you go. And the whole vault's lit up. I need to light that up though. Need to get some more power up there. Well, yeah, you can see this is once you get used to it, it gets really easy. And so you guys saw how I did that trick where I had it connected. When I put it down, it connected on the bottom, and then I just took this away. And you see how there's no power over there now? Even though this isn't snapped on, it snaps on there. It doesn't snap on the other one. When I put it in place, because they're touching, as if they were snapped, it brings power over to the other side, and this lights up. And that lights up. And this is all entirely behind the walls. You can wire up the entire vault like this. Alright, so now I'm going to go and do a console command here. This will allow me to go behind the walls to show you guys exactly how much wiring is hidden back here. So check this out. You can see all this wiring that's hidden back here. All this down here, all this over here. All of this is out of sight, out of mind. Check up in here. All these wires are hidden. And see, this is thin enough, you can just come straight through over here and connect these two walls together. Now, let's go take a look at the thing I wanted to show you. The first time I filmed this, I discovered this wire here. Now, I did not place this here. You guys can load up your own saves, and you will find this connected to the bottom of the generator over here that goes all the way in to this spot right here. Now you can see I use my syncing trick to connect power over here to get power into this hallway. Which means, for example, I don't need to do stuff like this. This could probably be removed because I have power coming into this hallway over here, and I could probably connect this over to here somehow. But the fact that this wire is here, and I'm going to redo this. I'm going to redo this whole thing for you guys on camera so you can see how I did it. First thing you want to do, you want to place down a pipe like this. Then you want to get one of these. And you see how it pops down into the ground like that? That's what you want, right? Put that away. Rotate that so I can get through. And then we're going to connect this over here. Take this. And we're going to come over here and we're going to go right in the center. So from here to here, there are 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. All right. So you're going to go to the 4th one right in the center here. And you see how the power came on? Huh? And we got power over here. It's that simple. You don't need to see this connector. You just need to know that it's there. You watch. Super easy. That's revolutionary. Because that means that this other one that I have over here, I've already removed it. You don't need all that extra stuff. I had no idea that was there until I filmed this. Until I was recording this video, I didn't know that was there. But now that I know it's there, oh, I'm using it every time. That makes things so much easier. I'm going to probably be, because of that, rewiring some of this to try and streamline it a little bit and get some of this stuff out of here. But yeah, that's huge. I don't know why that's there. The developers must have put it there so that we would have an easy way to connect power, and just nobody ever discovered it. At least I've never seen anyone mention it. But yeah, that is a pretty cool little thing there. Remember, right here in the center, right on this spot. If you want to mark it, got a little burn spot there, you can mark it. And that'll fade away. Alright, so that's a couple of cool tricks that I learned, and some stuff that I discovered about wiring up settlements, and a cool little detail about Vault 88 that I never knew. I'm probably going to be promoting this video a little. Like, I'm not very good at promoting my videos, because honestly, this for me right now is just a hobby, but I feel like there's useful info in here that either people don't know or doesn't get talked about much. And I want to kind of want to get people talking about this kind of stuff, because then other people are going to explore And maybe they'll find something that I don't know that I can use in my build. I feel like the Fallout community is one of those communities where we kind of learn from each other and we feed off of each other. When one player discovers something, that allows another player to discover something. Because then if you guys find something and I use it, then maybe I'll discover something, and it just goes back and forth, you know? And we just keep making each other better. So maybe there's still more stuff out there to learn about this. Maybe I'll learn something new and make a part 3. I'm probably going to change the first one. I'm definitely going to change the first one to part 1. And then I'm going to name this one part 2. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be a part 3, maybe there won't. I don't know. We'll see how much more there is for me to learn about conduit power. In any case, thanks for checking out my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.